Did you know that some of the most powerful and beautiful gay love stories ever put on screen didn't come from Hollywood? They came from countries where being gay could get you arrested, beaten, or worse? Today we're counting down 15 incredible gay films from places that will shock you. This is PrideFlix, and this list is going to change your watch list forever. Number 15, Shubh Mangal Zyada Savdan.
कब डिसाइड किया?
आपने कब डिसाइड किया कि आप गे नहीं बनोगे?
बेटा मम्मी पापा को पता वैसे?
So imagine the shockwaves when Bollywood dropped a full-blown gay romantic comedy. Shubh Mangal Zyada Savdan stars Ayushmann Khurrana as Kartik, a man in love with his boyfriend Aman. Things spiral when Aman's traditional father catches them kissing at a train station. What follows is a hilarious family war. The father tries every trick to fix his son, from arranged marriages to fake holy men, while Kartik fights to win the family over. There are dance numbers, over-the-top confrontations, and a climactic moment where Kartik crashes Aman's forced wedding. For a country where gay couples still can't legally marry, this playing in packed theaters was revolutionary. Number 14, Defiant. West Africa, a country where homosexuality is punishable by up to 3 years in prison. And yet, in 1997, director Mohamed Kamara made Defiant the first film from sub-Saharan Africa to openly center a love story between two men. The film follows Manga and Sori, two young men deeply in love in Conakry. Their families discover the relationship and are horrified. Both men are torn apart. Manga is sent to a traditional healer to be cured, and Sori is pressured into marrying a woman. But neither conversion therapy nor forced marriage can kill what they feel. The film ends with the two men drawn back to each other, unable to deny who they are. Defiant caused outrage in Guinea when it was released, but it opened a door that could never be closed again, inspiring an entire generation of queer African filmmakers to tell their own stories. Number 13, Canarie. South Africa, 1984, the height of apartheid. Compulsory military service for all white men. Not exactly the setting for a quirky, gay coming-of-age musical. Canarie follows Johan Niemand, a small-town boy obsessed with Boy George, who gets conscripted into the South African Defense Force. Instead of the battlefield, he's assigned to the military choir, the Canaries. Surrounded by hyper-masculine soldiers, Johan slowly comes to terms with his sexuality. He falls for a fellow choir member, and their secret connection becomes his lifeline. The film weaves 80s pop numbers with the brutal reality of serving a racist regime. And Johan's journey becomes about finding out what kind of man you want to be when everything around you is telling you who you should be. Number 12, The Way He Looks.
Sério, eu desisto. Eu não consigo.
Gabriel, não é impossível.
Eu vou demorar muito tempo pra aprender isso lá.
Brazil might seem liberal on the surface, but it consistently ranks among the most dangerous places in the world for LGBTQ people. The Way He Looks is a coming-of-age film that treats gay teen love with absolute tenderness. Leonardo is a blind teenager desperate for independence. His overprotective parents won't let him do anything alone, and his best friend Giovanna is his constant companion. Then Gabriel transfers to his school, warm, curious, and treats Leo like a regular person, not a disability. As they grow closer, studying together, sneaking out to parties, sharing earphones, Leo realizes his feelings go way beyond friendship. Meanwhile, Giovanna starts feeling pushed aside, adding a layer of complicated teen friendship to the mix. There's a scene where Gabriel describes a movie to Leo in a darkened cinema, their shoulders touching, and it's one of the most quietly romantic moments you'll ever see on screen. Number 11, Happy Together. Wong Kar-wai is one of the greatest filmmakers alive, and Happy Together might be his most devastating work. Ho Po Wing and Lai Yu-fai are a Hong Kong couple who relocate to Buenos Aires hoping to save their crumbling relationship. It doesn't work. Ho Po Wing is reckless and unfaithful, keeps walking out, only to return with the same words. Let's start over. Lai takes him back every time until he can't anymore. The film is a raw portrait of toxic love, the kind where you know the other person is destroying you, but you can't stop going back. Carwai shoots Buenos Aires in saturated color and bleak black and white, mirroring the relationship's highs and lows. It won Best Director at Cannes in 1997, and in a Hong Kong industry that almost never acknowledged gay relationships, it was a landmark. Number 10. Salvation Army.
Yes.
Morocco, where homosexuality is punishable by up to 3 years in prison, writer Abdella Taya became the first openly gay public figure in Morocco, and Salvation Army is his autobiographical debut. The story follows young Abdella growing up in a crowded household. In Casablanca, caught between an authoritarian mother and an older brother he secretly adores. As a teenager, he navigates his awakening sexuality in a world where it must remain hidden, having secret encounters with older men on streets and beaches. The second half jumps to Abdella as a young man in Geneva, free but completely alone, an immigrant still carrying the wounds of home. The film doesn't shout, it whispers, and that quiet honesty makes it one of the most authentic portrayals of gay life in the Arab world. We're halfway through, and the list only gets more intense. If you're loving these picks, hit that join button to become a PrideFlix member. You'll get early access to our videos, exclusive polls on future lists, and you'll be directly supporting queer cinema coverage on this channel. All right, let's keep going. Number 9. 4 Moons.
No quería ponerme así.
No seas mucho. Yo estoy bien, tú estás bien. Te estoy apretando mucho.
Estoy muy bien. Estoy a gusto.
Mexico gave us this gorgeous anthology film that follows 4 separate stories of gay men at different stages of life. In the first, an 11-year-old boy develops a confusing crush on his male cousin. In the second, 2 college-aged best friends drunkenly cross a line and have to figure out what it means. The third follows a committed gay couple where one partner's jealousy is slowly poisoning the relationship. And in the fourth, an elderly married man reconnects with a male lover from his youth, confronting decades of denial. 4 stories, 4 phases of life, all connected by the same moon. The idea that gay love doesn't look one way. It's childhood confusion, young passion, adult complexity, and late life regret all at once. Number 8. Out in the Dark. This one drops a gay love story into one of the most dangerous political conflicts on Earth. Nimr is a Palestinian student from the West Bank. Roy is an Israeli lawyer in Tel Aviv. They meet at a gay bar and fall hard for each other, but their love exists in an impossible space. Nimr can't be openly gay in Palestinian society, where it could mean death, and his Palestinian identity makes him suspect in Israeli eyes. When Israeli intelligence discovers Nimr's sexuality, they blackmail him, trying to recruit him as an informant against his own people. Nimr is trapped. His family would disown him, his government wants to use him, and the man he loves lives on the other side of a wall. The film turns into a tense thriller as Nimr tries to find a way out where none exists. Number 7. The Last Match. Cuba has a complicated history with homosexuality. The revolution sent gay men to labor camps in the 60s. The Last Match follows Rainier, a young married father and talented soccer player in Havana who begins a secret affair with Yosvani, a hustler surviving by sleeping with male tourists. Their relationship starts as a transaction, but quickly becomes something real and terrifying. Rainier has a wife, a child, a reputation, everything to lose. Yosvani, already on society's margins, finds himself wanting something genuine for the first time. The film is set against Havana's crumbling beauty, the desperation of poverty, and the suffocating pressure of machismo culture, where admitting you love another man could cost you everything. Number 6. Firebird. Estonia, the Soviet Union, 1977. Being gay in the Soviet military wasn't just taboo, it was a criminal offense that could land you in a labor camp. Firebird is based on a true story. Sergei, a young private on a Soviet airbase, falls in love with Roman, a dashing fighter pilot, and his superior officer. Their affair is electric and dangerous. Stolen glances in the barracks, secret meetings, the constant terror of being discovered. A female officer named Luisa is also in love with Roman, creating a painful love triangle. When their relationship is suspected, the consequences are devastating. What makes this film hit hard is that it's based on a real memoir. These were real men, and the Soviet system really did destroy lives for something as simple as love. The film doesn't end the way you want it to because real life rarely does. Number 5. Flee.
Fortalt Kasper nogle af de her historier overhovedet? Nej.
Flee made Oscar history as the first film nominated for Best Animated Feature, Best International Film, and Best Documentary in the same year. It tells the true story of Amin Nawabi, not his real name, an Afghan man in Denmark who kept a secret for 20 years. Through haunting animation, Amin tells his story. As a boy in Kabul, he knew he was different. He was attracted to Jean-Claude Van Damme in action movies while his friends ogled the women. When the Taliban took over, his family fled, beginning a nightmare of human smugglers, sinking boats, and refugee camps. Throughout it all, Amin carried a double burden. Not only a refugee, but a gay refugee, hiding his identity from the very people he was trapped with. Number 4. Operation Hyacinth. In 1985, Communist Poland launched a real secret police operation codenamed Hyacinth. Its goal was to identify, register, and blackmail every gay person in the country. This film dramatizes that terrifying chapter. Robert is a young officer assigned to the Hyacinth unit, tasked with raiding gay gathering spots and building files on suspects. At first, he follows orders, but then he meets Eric, a young man caught in a raid, and everything changes. As Robert is drawn into Eric's world, underground clubs, secret networks, constant fear, he begins to fall for him. Now Robert is living a double life, a cop by day hunting the very community he's becoming part of by night. The film is a tense thriller that feels especially urgent given Poland's current political climate, where LGBTQ rights remain under attack. Number 3. The Wound. This film caused a firestorm in South Africa. The Wound is set during the sacred Xhosa initiation ritual of Ulwaluko, where young men undergo circumcision and spend weeks in mountain isolation to become men. Zolani is a quiet factory worker who volunteers as a caregiver every year, but not for spiritual reasons. It's the only time he can be with Vija, a married man and his secret lover, carrying on this hidden affair once annually on this mountain. Everything unravels when Zolani is assigned to mentor Kwanda, a bold, openly gay teenager from Johannesburg, who immediately sees through their secret. Kwanda's refusal to hide forces Zolani to confront decades of shame. The film was so controversial there were calls to ban it, but it was shortlisted for the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. Number 2, Mafi. Mafi is Afrikaans slang for a gay slur, and in 1981 South Africa, being called one could ruin your life. Nicholas is 18, conscripted into the Defense Force during the border war. From day one, the military is designed to crush any softness. Sergeants scream about Mafis, soldiers suspected of being gay are beaten, and there's a special ward, Ward 22, where gay conscripts are sent for electroshock treatment. In this hell, Nicholas notices Dylan, another young soldier. Their connection is unspoken, a lingering look during training, standing too close in the barracks, a charged moment on night patrol. They never even kiss. The film's power is in what's not said, not acted on, not allowed to exist. It's a devastating portrait of what happens when a state decides that who you are is a crime. Number 1, And Then We Danced. Our number 1 comes from Georgia, one of the most homophobic countries in Europe, where pride marches, meet violent mobs, and the Orthodox Church holds enormous power. And Then We Danced follows Merab, a young man who has trained his entire life in the Georgian National Ensemble. Georgian traditional dance is hyper-masculine, all power, precision, and rigid gender roles. Then Irakli arrives, a talented, free-spirited dancer who challenges everything Merab knew. As they train together and spend late nights drinking, Merab falls in love. Their first intimate scene is electric, set to a pounding soundtrack in a dark apartment. But this isn't a world that will accept them. The ensemble, his family, his country, none of it has room for a gay Georgian man. When this film premiered, far-right groups firebombed the cinema, and riot police had to protect moviegoers. It didn't just tell a story, it became the story. Those are 15 gay films from countries that prove love can't be legislated away. Drop your favorites in the comments. Share this video with someone who needs a new watch list, and we'll see you in the next one.